I realized that, people are the same wherever you go in terms of their intrinsic makeup. That as human beings, all of us want the same things. We want love, we want recognition, we want to do stuff that has meaning, have some purpose in life, connect with each other. Those human needs are the same no matter where you are. And yet, there are stylistic differences in different cultures. And I think as a leader, you need to have a heightened awareness of these stylistic differences so that you're able to adapt to that and connect more effectively. So I grew up in India and hadn't really lived abroad and went out for the first time to live and work in the UK. And it took me a while to really understand the subtlety of the communication in England. So when my boss said to me, "Good effort," it took me a while to understand that that was not a compliment. And that good effort meant, man, you should have done better. Or that when my boss said to me, "I would like to have a quiet word with you," didn't mean that he wanted to deepen his friendship with me, but I was in trouble. So I had to really understand the subtlety of the communication cues. And just when I got used to that, I went to Netherlands and to live and work there. And the Dutch people, I had the most extraordinary and the most wonderful experience there. I lived there, learned the language. I still remember vividly going for my first business dinner to a franchise partner. He opens the door, I'm wearing a suit and a tie. He's in his shorts. And he opens the door, he looks at me, points to my tie and starts laughing and says, "That's the ugliest tie I have seen in my life." I said, "Oh, it's nice to meet you too." And I realized that the Dutch are so honest and so direct, which I loved. And equally, in Holland, while I worked there, it's a very egalitarian, equal society and everybody has a point of view. And at work, I found it most effective when I would sit down with my team and say to them, "What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think?" And then we would decide by consensus and people would say, "Well, he's a good leader." And then I go to Germany and I try the same routine of what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And very quickly I had feedback from the German team that I was a very ineffective, inept leader. What kind of leader doesn't have a clear point of view and is always asking other people, "What do you think?" And I was told, "Listen, you are the leader. It is your job to lead. So for heaven's sake, stand up and lead." So I learned, what works in the Netherlands certainly doesn't work in Germany. So I had to adapt my leadership style accordingly. And I had to change. I have to adapt to the way people want to be led. And I have to be respectful of those stylistic differences in different cultures. And then more importantly, embrace them and adapt them to become more skillful in being more effective in my relationships with people in different parts of the world.